Okay, so let's talk about one of the men that divides Rangers fans' opinion more than James Tavernier or Connor Goldson. Yes, we are going to talk a little bit of Cyriel Dessers here on Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James. Guys, channel brings you your team every single day. Well, Cyriel Dessers, look, let's face absolute facts on this man. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most divisive players on our team. There are the Dessers, the pro Dessers crowd, the fans that think Dessers is a good centre forward, who works hard, who gets goals, who is wrongly defiled and wrongly abused by supporters. Yet there is the other crowd that think he is an absolute load of crap and not good enough to play for Rangers. And then there's those in the middle that kind of can take it or leave it. Happy when he plays well, angry when he plays badly. So that's where we're at with Cyriel Dessers. He is a very divisive character. I've yet to meet Rangers fans that are kind of. I've met Rangers fans that are very much pro Dessers, that think that that people should lay off him, and etc. etc. Yet I've got other fans who don't like Dessers, who don't think he's up to the task, etc. etc. Now, let's deal with some facts about Cyriel Dessers. He's 29 years old. So realistically, he's 29 years old. He's reached the peak of his career, and once you get to that magical 30 in football, it's kind of a downhill process, isn't it? I mean, that's pretty shocking for someone like me who is over 30. I'm 40 now. So look, it's a pretty worrying when if you're considered old over 30. I mean, what does that make me? Positively bloody ancient. So look, that's where we're at. He's 29 years old. So realistically, probably not going to make a whole lot of money back for us the longer he stays with the club. And also the fact that, like I said, once you've hit 29, 30, 31, you start to downturn on your career. And, look, the body slows down a little bit. You lose a bit of pace. Dessers hasn't really got a lot of pace to lose. He's not a naturally quick forward. Relies very much on his awareness around him, his ability to go and out battle people or outwork people. His movement's okay. It's not brilliant. He works hard, works the channels, runs the channels, but obviously, like I said, has not got a fantastic amount of pace. So look, that's where we're at with him. He's offside. Understanding of the offside rule is sketchy at best. Often offside in a number of times, chances and even goals have been disallowed because of him being offside last season. Now, look, let's have a look at his stats, shall we? So these are his stats from his clubs that he's been with. And you can see he's been with an awful lot of clubs over his career, with Utrecht, with Rangers, with Genk, with Feyenoord, with Lokeren, with Breda, with Cremonese, with Heracles, with Leuven. So he's played for a number of clubs in his career. For a 29-year-old to have played for that many clubs already does really show that he does never really settle anywhere, does he? He kind of stays a couple of seasons, and then moves on, like the Littlest Hobo. For those of you who remember that fantastic series, the Littlest Hobo. Last season for Rangers, we take out those stats: 54 appearances, 22 goals, 9 assists, 31 goal contributions in 54. Which, look, on paper, stats-wise, that's pretty good. In your first season, 31 goal contributions in 54, better than 1 in 2. 22 goals, is under 1 in 2. But overall, that stats-wise, pure stats-wise, that is, decent. But I think, personally speaking, the thing you've got to do, and we'll talk about this in a short while, is that stats don't tell the full picture of a player. That's the way it is. Now, according to reports in a number of media sources, Cyriel Dessers is attracting attention from 2 other clubs minimum at this moment in time. Now, it is thought that those 2 other clubs are PAOK Salonika of Greece and Cagliari of Serie A. These are the 2 clubs that are reportedly interested in him. Now, according to further reports coming out of Rangers, it said that Rangers are willing to listen for offers of between £4.5 and £6 million for Dessers, either looking to, according to the rumours that are coming out of the club, to break even on him, to get their money back for him, or to make a slight profit on him, given obviously the fact that he scored the 22 goals last season. Now, I would argue that at this stage in Cyriel's career, this is when we're going to make the most back on him. If we wait 12 months, his value will only depreciate. Even if he has a decent season next season, the fact that he is 29, he'll be 30 next season. Like I said, the sooner you get past 30, your things start to decline, your value will decline. He'll have less time on his contract, the less time on your contract, therefore, the cheaper you become. It's just the facts of football, isn't it? So that's where we're at with in terms of that. So I think at this moment in time, it is peak Cyriel Dessers' value. Now, like I said, he's always been a player who's moved around. A huge number of moves from him. I mean, he went from obviously the under-21s at Leuven to Leuven's full team, from Leuven to Lokeren, from Lokeren to Breda, Breda to Utrecht, Utrecht to Heracles, Heracles to Genk, Genk to Feyenoord, Feyenoord back to Genk again, Genk to Cremonese, Cremonese to Rangers. And you can see from those dates, he never really stays anywhere for a long time, does he? There's never an extended period in Cyriel's career. Now, he moved to Rangers for €5 million. €5 million is about £4.5 million. So look, that's where we're at. That's what he's worth, say £4.5 million. So I think the argument very much is that, if we can make £4.5 million back, $5 million even, then at least we're going to break even or perhaps even turn a little bit of profit on him. Now, of course, this begs an issue for Rangers if they sell Cyriel Dessers. It takes away a 22 goal scorer, and therefore means that he needs to be replaced. Now, as far as I'm aware, Cagliari are very much looking to pay around asking price. One of the things that they have talked about is a loan with an option to buy. I don't think that is a really good suggestion. I think that's an absolute no to that one. Given the fact that Rangers need to generate funds, we need to generate money. I don't think a loan with an option to buy is good for the club. We've got to do what's right for us at the end of the day, right for Rangers Football Club. Not necessarily what's right for Cagliari, even perhaps not what's necessarily right for Cyriel Dessers. We've got to do what's right for our club. And I think, we're looking to generate some income. We're looking to generate money. I think that's what we'll do. That's where we're looking. According to reports, again, Powerco we're offering a little bit more. I think it's 5 million, 5.5 million I've read. Powerco offering. So look, that's where we're at, and that's how the fees go down. Now, I personally think if we can get somewhere between £4.5 and £5 million for Cyriel Dessers, I would be more than happy to take that money. It'd be money that could be then reinvested into the squad, could go towards perhaps buying Abdallah Sima, or money towards perhaps going in for another bid for Albion Rahmani. Something like that. That money could be well invested in more talented, younger, quicker players. And I think if you look at Philippe Clement's kind of way of playing, and also what Niels Koppen has been saying as well about athletic, robust, strong, quick players. Dessers doesn't really fit the mold of quick, does he? And strong. I'd argue that he's not actually that strong. He falls over an awful lot and moans at the referee an awful lot. So look, if we could generate a bit of income from him, that would be absolutely spot on. Now, like I said at the start of the video, stats only tell part of the story. If you go and I think this is the thing that some of the Cyriel Dessers fans really struggle with. You always get that he's got 31 goal contributions in 50 odd games. That's what comes back all the time. And yes, he has, and I'm not denying that. Same way that James Tavernier had an outstanding season stats wise last season. But when you look at Cyriel Dessers' play, when you actually look at what he does on the field for Rangers, and ask the question, is Cyriel Dessers good enough to be a starting number 9 for Rangers? Is he good enough to be the number 9, to lead the line, to get us the goals, to win us the title? That's the question. Now, that's the question I want to ask you. Again, please answer in the comments down below. Is Cyriel Dessers good enough to be the starting 9 and win the title for Rangers? That's the first question, okay? My personal opinion, no, he's not. He's not up to that. He's not of sufficient talent or sufficient level. Reasons for that: number one, his poor understanding of the offside rule. The number of times he gets caught offside when he shouldn't be is very high. Number two, the misses, the absolute sitters that this man misses are just incredible. Yes, he scores some absolute worldies, but some of the chances that he misses are actually easier than the ones he actually takes. I mean, witness last season, Hearts away, last game of the season, 4 misses. He takes even half of those chances, we win the game. Ross County away, yes, the defeat was not all down to him. I'm not saying that, but he gets 2 easy chances, 2 chances he should be taking. He misses both of them. We score those 2 chances, we win the game. Parkhead, the first one, clean through on goal, 1 touch to get out of your feet, 1 touch to hit, at least work the keeper, probably scores. Game probably is a lot different if that's the case. Balogun probably doesn't get sent off. A lot of things can change from an early goal like that. He misses it. He takes 18 million touches. Defender catches up with him, doesn't get a shot off. PSV Eindhoven away, gets that chance, 1-1 with the keeper, doesn't take it. As at the time, I remember listening to that game and then watching the highlights back, and the co-commentator, I think it was Kenny Miller at the time, said he should be at least working the keeper. I think he put it wide. He takes that chance. That PSV Eindhoven game could have gone very differently. And there's a whole host of other misses. Aberdeen, loads of misses that he's had, misses that have cost us, I think, between 8 and 10 points last season, which, if you look at the gap between us and Celtic at the end of the season, could have put a very different perspective on it. And yes, I know those points been lost and not all down to him. Yes, the defence played a role. Yes, the midfield played a role. But when your striker is missing easy chances, please don't compare him to Ali McCoist. When McCoist was missing chances, the chances that Dessers was missing, McCoist was a young player who was up and coming and developing. Okay, Haitley was in his first throws with the club. This is a man who, his age, needs to be hitting the ground running, showing the very best of him. He's 29 years old, okay? So for me, the misses go against him massively. So people say, well, why don't we keep him as a backup striker, as a third striker or a second striker behind Danilo or behind whoever we sign? Well, yeah, that's an option, I suppose. But realistically, as a club, can we afford to have our second or third string striker sat on the bench earning £27,000 a week? Probably not. We don't have those funds. We need to use those funds more wisely and widely to really build this squad. Because as I said on the video this morning, this is not about building a first 11. This is about building a first 11 and building a squad that we're in the position of. We need 10 to 12 additions minimum to this squad to at least get it into position where it can actually compete and actually be a challenger for that treble, I think, next season. That's where we're at, guys. And I think if we can get money for Dessers, if we can take 6 million or 5.5 million or 5 million for him from Cagliari or from Powack, this is what we should be looking at. This is what the trading model is. The trading model is that when substantial bids come in that make you profits on players, you listen to them, you look at them, and on the whole, you tend to take them because of the fact that you want to make a profit. That profit then gets reinvested into your first team. You buy new players, you bring them in, you develop them, and so on. That's the business model. Now, look, I would love to sit here and say, right, we're going to sign 11 top-class players, and they're our first team, and no one touches them unless you bid a stupid amount for them. But unfortunately, that's not the financial climate we live in anymore. The EPL, even the EFL Championship have more money than Rangers do, or Rangers generate in the SPL. Yes, the Champions League would make a huge difference if we qualified for that. My thoughts and feelings on that. Guys, let me know what you think. But look, this interest, if genuine, is something we should be exploring, something we should be pushing, and then moving this player on, making this profit, taking him at the peak of where he is now. Like I said, 12 months' time, 18 months' time, you are not going to get the same value for him because of A, his age, and B, his contract length. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, guys, on the way out, 2 things I ask of you. Number 1, please smash that like. And number 2, remember always, we are the people.